We've made it to our final apportionment method. This method is called Lowndes method. All right, Lowndes method is one that was actually never used for apportionment in the US Congress. It was proposed by William Lowndes, who was a congressman for South Carolina, and it does it does favor the small states, which South Carolina was a small state, is a small state. It does follow the quota rule like Hamilton's method does. And that's all I really went into on the behind the scenes of what Lowndes method is. It starts, you might have guessed, with the same two steps. All right, step number one is to find that standard divisor. All right, I'm just going to write the word divisor. I'm not going to write the word standard this time. We find our divisor. We find the divisor by taking the whole population, dividing by however many representatives we have. Second, we find all the quotas. Right, we take each state's population or each group's population, and we divide by the divisor, find each of their quotas. We do want to round them to several decimal places. Step number 3, we cut off all the decimal parts. All right, this is like Hamilton's, Jefferson's, as well as the beginning part of that Huntington Hill that we just did, where we were looking at the terminated pieces. Assuming that the step from total from number 3 was less than the total number of representatives, which it will be, unless you're in some weird world where all your quotas are whole numbers. When you terminate and cut off in Hamilton's and Jefferson's, it was always a smaller total when we get there. So assuming that this is the case, we go through and we divide. It's kind of a weird thing. We take the decimal portion of that quota number and we divide by the whole number portion. All right, we take that decimal portion and divide by the whole number portion. This is called their ratio. A ratio is a division. So whoever's ratio is the largest gets the extra people. So it's kind of like Hamilton's where we're assigning the extra people. It's just that unlike Hamilton's, we're not just looking at the decimal part. We have to calculate this extra ratio. And that's where we look to see who gets awarded the extra pieces. So I'm going to go to a new video and then we're going to run through our last couple examples and go ahead into homework.